Ladies and gents, welcome to CG Reaction, and this is How Far Can We Go? Limits of Humanity by the channel Kurzgesagt in a nutshell. Is there a border we will never cross? Are there places we will never be able to reach? No matter what, it turns out there are far, far more than you might have thought. Yeah. Basically, this is literally about the limits of humanity, like how far can we go? I mean, people when things like there might be multiverses, so we'll be able to go in another universe. But the fact is, even the smallest changes of laws of physics could mean that even if we just try to go at any other universe, we might even explode. I mean, the chances of us going to another universe is extremely low. So maybe that's the limit. Everything in our own universe is accelerating faster than the speed of light. That's how fast space is accelerating because of dark energy. So there are lots of things that we can see in the sky right now through telescopes, lots of places. Even when we develop a technology to travel through stars one after another, there are still places that we will never be able to visit. I know people can say, what about faster than light speed travel and all that, Star Trek bullshit. There is no evidence and there is no indication. Yes, some mathematics tells that it's possible, but physically there is no evidence that we can travel faster than light. So far, nothing can travel faster than light, let alone there's some technology that we could develop. So saying that we will be able to, visit some places because we could develop faster than light engine, something FTL type of thing. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. And lots of things that are moving faster than light, we will never be able to reach that. Those things will, move way far away that we will never be able to see it again, let alone go to. So yeah, there are lots of places, even in our own universe, that we will never be able to reach. So yeah, let's see what this video says. Obviously, Kurzgesagt is going to go into deep in this one. It's going to be fun. I would quite a few Kurzgesagt videos already. If you haven't seen them, check out the classes, a playlist I created for it, Kurzgesagt reaction, something like that. Check out the reaction too, like overly sarcastic production, real life flow, CGP great, internet story, and things like that. Tearzu, and yeah, let's watch this one.
Is there a border we will never cross? Are there places we will never reach, no matter how hard we try? Turns out there are. Even with science fiction technology, we are trapped in our pocket of the universe. How can that be? And how far can we go?
Change of intro music, okay.
We live in a quiet arm of the Milky Way, a spiral galaxy of average size, about 100,000 light-years across, consisting of billions of stars, gas clouds, dark matter, black holes, neutron stars, and planets, with a supermassive black hole in the galactic center. From afar, our galaxy seems dense, but in reality, it consists mostly of empty space. With our current technology, sending a human to the closest star would take thousands of years. So our galaxy is pretty big. The Milky Way is not alone though. Along with the Andromeda Galaxy and more than 50 dwarf galaxies, it's part of the Local Group, a region of space about 10 million light-years in diameter. It is one of hundreds of galaxy groups in the Laniakea supercluster, which itself is only one of millions of superclusters that make up the observable universe. Now, let's assume for a moment that we have a glorious future. Humanity becomes a Type 3 civilization, does not get wiped out by aliens, and develops interstellar travel based on our current understanding of physics. In this best-case scenario, how far could we possibly go? Well, the Local Group. It is the biggest structure that humanity will ever be a part of. While it is certainly huge, the Local Group accounts for only 0.00000000001% of the observable universe. Let this number sink in for a moment.
Oh god, that's just... Local Group is humongous. There are many galaxies in it. Even if we dominate that's a step in the direction that we can't even comprehend. And even that is that small part of the observable universe. An observable universe is already just small part of the entire universe that there is probably. This is ridiculous. We are so small, we humans, and our lifespan is so small. Even the species lifespan, so far as we can see in the past, is probably so small that we can't even comprehend what this kind of a large scale even mean. So saying one day we will dominate galaxies just feels like, really? If we can dominate our own local group, even that's a big step, let alone dominating entire universe.
We are limited to 100 billionth of a percent of the observable universe. The simple fact that there is actually a limit for us and that there is so much universe that we will never be able to touch is kind of frightening. Why can't we go further? Well,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's not really frightening to me because scales are so big. We as species are not that big. Our lifespan is not that big to comprehend that. Even just saying that we're gonna dominate our own local group is way big of thing already. Too many galaxies even in that. We don't have to dominate our own entire universe. What does that even mean? Our universe is extremely big. Our observable universe is extremely big. Entire universe is even more bigger. So even if we can't go there, it doesn't matter, man. It's way too big to comprehend anyway. Local group, I'm happy with that.
it all has to do with the nature of nothing. Nothing, or empty space, isn't empty but has energy intrinsic to itself, so-called quantum fluctuations.
Yeah.
On the smallest scale, there is constant action, particles and antiparticles appearing and annihilating themselves. You can imagine this quantum vacuum as a bubbling pot with denser and less dense regions. Now, let's go back 13.8 billion years when the fabric of space consisted of nothing at all. Right after the Big Bang, in an event known as cosmic inflation, the observable universe expanded from the size of a marble to trillions of kilometers in fractions of a second. This sudden stretching of the universe was so fast and extreme that all those quantum fluctuations were stretched as well, and subatomic distances became galactic distances, with dense and less dense regions. After inflation, gravity began to pull everything back together. At the largest scale, the expansion was too quick and powerful to overcome, but at smaller scales, gravity emerged victorious. So over time, the denser regions or pockets of the universe grew into groups of galaxies like the one we live in today. Only stuff inside our pocket, the local group, is bound to us gravitationally. But wait, what's the problem then? Why can't we travel from our pocket to the next one? Here, dark energy makes everything complicated. About 6 billion years ago, dark energy took over. It's basically an invisible force or effect that causes and speeds up the expansion of the universe. We don't know why or what dark energy is, but we can observe its effect clearly.
I love how he says dark energy is a force or an effect. That's a good way to say it because we don't know if it's a force or what it is. We don't know nothing about it.
In the early universe, there were larger cold spots around the local group that grew into large clusters with thousands of galaxies. We are surrounded by a lot of stuff. But none of those structures and galaxies outside of the local group are gravitationally bound to us. So the more the universe expands, the larger the distance between us and other gravitational pockets becomes.
Yeah,
Over
faster than
time,
speed of light.
dark energy will push the rest of the universe away from us, causing all the other clusters, galaxies and groups to eventually become unreachable. The next galaxy group is already millions of light years away, but all of them are moving away from us at speeds we can't ever hope to match. We could leave the local group and fly through intergalactic space into the darkness, but we would never arrive anywhere. While we will become more and more stranded, the local group will become more tightly bound and merge together to form one giant elliptical galaxy with the unoriginal name Milkdromeda in a few billion years. But it becomes even more depressing. At some point, the galaxies outside the local group will be so far away that they will be too faint to detect, and the few photons that do make it to us will be shifted to such long wavelengths that they'll be undetectable. Once this happens, no information outside of the local group will be able to reach us. The universe will recede from view. It will appear to be dark and empty in all directions forever.
Yeah, that is there'll be time we won't be able to detect anything. I mean, I saw the second season, yeah, Cosmos. I think, they talked about this, that too. And basically, I was already a science geek at the time when I saw Cosmos. But Cosmos literally amplified it. After that, YouTube become more, I guess, better. So I started to research lots of channels, lots of PBS channels. And, there's space time, there's a physics girl, and lots of channels. I watch lots and lots of channels on the topic of things like this. So this is, in a way, you could say this frightening, but I don't know. I think its scales are way bigger. That, let's just say, we are living in a privileged time where we could just look through telescope and see all these clusters and all this observable universe. There will be a time that nobody will be able to see that. That's how I look at it. We will never be able to reach that, and that's sad. I think the scale is too big for me to, I guess, care at that level. We'll be able to, I guess, travel around our local cluster. That's alone is way big.
A being born in the far future in Milkdrometer will think there is nothing but its own galaxy in the entire universe. When they look far into empty space, they will only see more emptiness and darkness. They won't be able to see cosmic background radiation, and they won't be able to learn about the Big Bang. They will have no way of knowing what we know today, the nature of the expanding universe, when it began, and how it will end.
That thing frightens me. Loss of knowledge is always the most frightening thing to me. There was a video, I don't know which channel from I watched it, which some old teaching of, I think, Pythagoras, that got lost because somebody, I think, scrubbed that knowledge down and wrote some art piece on it or something. Or was it some religion piece? I don't know, something like that. So that kind of was, that kind of hit me inside, like, God damn. So God knows how many great knowledge we lost because somebody just burned the book or, scrubbed it down, I guess. So this is what frightens me more than if we'll never be able to go there. Like, there'll be a time where if there is some alien civilization looking up just like we do now, we'll have no idea how it all began because there won't be any, cosmic background radiation. There will be no indication of if there are more galaxies or not. They'll see the limit. Like, this is the universe. This is it. They won't be struck by universe like we are, like how big it is. That's what frightened me. Like, loss of knowledge. They will never know any of this. That's just effed up.
They will think the universe is static and eternal. Milkdrometer will be an island in the darkness, slowly getting darker and darker. Still, with its trillion stars, the local group is certainly large enough for humanity.
Yeah.
After all, we still haven't figured out how to leave our solar system, and we have billions of years to explore our galaxy. We have the incredible luck to exist at the perfect moment in time to see not only our future, but also our most distant past. As isolated and remote as the local group is, we can perceive the entire universe, grand and spectacular, as it is right now. This video was sponsored by squarespace.com/nutshell.
That was, I think, a bit of Harry Potter type theme going on. I liked it. Yeah, people, go to squarespace.com/nutshell. I guess support this channel. Yeah, this is a great channel, great science channel. I love this. Yeah, limits of humanity. People, whenever think about limits of humanity, they just think that we won't be able to go to another universe if there are multiverses. Nah, man, we won't be able to go in the places in our own universe, let alone the another universe. It's just effed up. Dark energy is just pushing things faster than speed of light. I mean, people can say, and I hope that's true. Like, I hope one day we can develop faster than speed of light travel somehow, just like in the science fiction things we see. But I have very little hope for that. Like, I don't think that's going to happen. I hope that does, because that will solve this problem. So yeah. Alright, people, if you like my next kind of food, subscribe to the lyrics and this link in the description. Check out the Cosmos playlist, check out the end cards, and I'll see you next time.